y'all performed.
I guess it's been like 8 straight years that LSU's beaten Arkansas in the series. How aware are you guys of that? Is that something y'all talk about? And obviously it's something you want to stop.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're aware of it, but we don't talk about it. It's a rivalry weekend. No matter how good either team's playing, both teams are going to play to the best of their ability, and it's going to be a good weekend. So we just got to come out and play and be ready to go tomorrow night.
What do you remember about their lineup from last year and what you've seen of them so far?
Yeah, I mean, they're an experienced lineup. They brought a lot of guys back from last year that could have gone to the draft. They're kind of a lefty-heavy lineup, and they're going to have experience, and they're going to be tough challenges tomorrow for me and the pitching staff in general. But I think if we follow the plan and execute it, we'll do pretty good.
You guys are obviously ranked higher. You're leading the West. You know, LSU, you got a better record. You're home on paper. It looks like you guys should be favored. But just with the history of the series, do you guys have a bit of an underdog mentality about it?
Not at all. For us, we just got to go out there and do what we've been doing all year. Pitch well, hit well, and play good defense. And if we do that, hopefully we can get a sweep or win the series. But like I always say, it's whoever's going to make the least amount of mistakes is going to come out with the series win.
How much confidence do you guys have right now winning 9 out of your last 10 conference games?
Yeah, we have a lot of confidence going on right now. We finally kind of clicking on all cylinders. We have pitching, hitting, and fielding going on at the same time. Beginning of the year, we kind of had pitching up sometimes and hitting at some other times. So it's nice getting everything working at one time, especially with postseason and regionals coming up in the next few weeks.
What do you thought about the job Casey Opitz has done behind the plate, and especially he's thrown out guys at a high rate, controls the running game. What do you thought of him as a catcher overall, and especially that aspect of it?
Yeah, pitching to Casey Opitz is just unreal, unbelievable. That's all you can say. He calls a really good game. He knows how to work well with all the guys on the pitching staff, what works well for us. And at the same time, he's throwing out guys left and right. I think it's like 49% caught stealing percentage, and that's just like unheard of in college and even in the pros. And so it's just awesome having a guy back there behind the plate like that, because you know if a guy's on base, a team's going to be scared to steal on you, especially because they know there's a good chance they're going to get thrown out.
Obviously, it's harder for a right-hander to hold a guy on than a left-hander, and yet Casey seems to throw out a lot of guys with the right-handers thrown. What do you think of that?
I mean, it has to do with a lot of things. It comes from the pitching staff also, where we're holding guys on really well, mixing times to the plate, mixing holds, being quick to the plate also. And just giving Opitz that chance to throw out guys, but also at the same time, I mean, he's throwing out guys when we throw pitches in the dirt, and you think they're going to be safe by 5 steps, and they're out by 5 steps. So it's just incredible to watch him work behind the plate and do what he does.
Yeah, Grant was such a good catcher, and you know Casey'd be pretty good. But have you been surprised? Seems like it's just been sort of a seamless transition from one really good catcher to another.
I wasn't surprised at all. I mean, Casey got to work under Grant for a whole year, and that's something that not a lot of guys get to do, is work under a great catcher like Grant Cook was. And so getting a whole year under his belt behind Grant and seeing what he does and how he worked, it definitely helped Opitz, and now he's just doing exactly what Grant did all last year.
This is your last home series in the regular season, but I know you want to have more home games. You guys obviously put yourself in position. Do you think about that? Like if you can just, win a few more games, you're probably going to be maybe a top 8 seed probably.
Yeah, I mean, we don't look forward to postseason play right now. We're just focused on LSU. We're focused on tomorrow and getting a win tomorrow, and then we'll focus on Friday the next day. But if we look forward to the postseason and what national seed we're going to get, or if we're going to host a regional, stuff like that, it's not going to end well for us, because we'll get complacent and think that we don't have to win games. So right now we just got to worry about tomorrow and play well tomorrow and get a win on open weekend of the series.
The finals are over with, and now it's just baseball from here on out.
Yeah, it's always nice once this part of the season comes. When you're done with school, you don't have to wake up early and you just focus on baseball. It just kind of gets a burden off your shoulder. Now you just have to focus on one thing instead of multiple things at once.
Isaiah, have you looked at their numbers? They're not this typical LSU hitting team. It looks like. What do you think of them?
Like I've said, they're an experienced team. They returned guys that didn't go to the draft. They could have gone to the draft, and they returned a couple guys from injury last year. So it's going to be a challenge. It's an SEC weekend. They're going to give us their best. We're going to give them our best, and team that makes the least amount of mistakes is going to win.
You know, Arkansas is used to beating everybody in the SEC. Maybe not always winning every series, but you know, you guys have obviously a really good record in the conference. But is it kind of sticking your craw about LSU that it's been so long since Arkansas beat them in a series?
I don't think for the team at all. I mean, I know the fans, it's a rivalry, and they're ready to finally win a series against LSU. But for us, we just want to go out there and compete and play to the best of our abilities. Just like Van Horn always says, if we play to our best of our abilities, if we lose a game by 1 run, he's going to be happy with us. And that's just what we got to go do this weekend, to just come out and play and just play with a lot of energy and just be ready for this rivalry weekend.
What have you thought of the development of Patrick Wicklander and Connor Nolan throughout this season?
It's been huge for us. They're both freshmen, and you don't know what you're going to get every weekend out of them sometimes. But these past few weekends, they've just gone out there, competed, and done the best that they can, and got us a chance to win on Saturday and Sundays in the SEC. And that's tough to do as a freshman every weekend, but they've both done a really good job just competing, attacking the strike zone, and just really just giving us a chance to win.
How big is it to get a Scroggins and Kazi shot back?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's huge for us. We really haven't had a full bullpen or a full pitching staff for the past couple of weeks. So having everyone back, including Zeb, we get Zeb back this weekend too as well, I think. So having a full pitching staff where we have our 3 starters and a full bullpen, that looks really scary for other teams coming into playing us, because when our starters can give us a good start every weekend, and then we come into the bullpen and have guys just coming in and just doing what they've been doing all year, that's kind of scary to think about.